What's up, Wolfpack? How's everybody doing today? Today, I'm going to show you how I make stencils. I've gotten a few comments on some of my past videos of how I do my stencils. My stencils look a little bit different than some of the other channels out there, and I learned this really awesome trick from a channel called Acetate. They are an awesome channel and they have a lot of good tips for people that are learning spray painting. They taught me a lot of stuff, and now I'm extending that by teaching you guys how I do stencils. And honestly, I think this is a lot better way than just cutting stencils out on poster board with an X-Acto knife. It's easier on the wrist and the hand, and your stencils don't get damaged as much, and hopefully you'll dig it. So if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and let's get into this and I'll show you what we have to do. Okay, well now, instead of printing my design or my stencil onto poster board, like a lot of people do, I use this stuff. It is acetate film. And it's basically just like a thin plastic sheeting. Now there's two reasons why I like this more than poster board. One is it's a lot more forgiving when you cut it out. If you're doing a lot of like fine detail stuff on poster board with an X-Acto knife, you'll find that it's really easy to tear your stencil or not cut all the way through the stencil, and then when you try to remove that piece, it tears on you and you end up ruining your stencil and you gotta do it all over again. Another thing I like about this is with poster board, you can only use those stencils so many times before the spray paint ruins them, and then you have to make that stencil over again. With acetate film, you can use these over and over and over and over again, and they're not gonna go bad. Alright, another thing, instead of using an X-Acto knife, we're gonna be using a wood burner. You can find these on like Amazon. They're really not that expensive. Same with this acetate film. You can get a whole roll of this on Amazon for like $5–10. It's really not that expensive, and it goes a long way. So it's good stuff. Cool thing with this wood burner is it comes with this cool little temperature dial on there, so I can actually set how hot I want this to be. For this, I'm gonna set it all the way to high in the red. But yeah, this is just gonna burn right through the acetate film, and it's a lot easier on your wrist, and you can just kind of keep going. Where I find with using an X-Acto knife, it kind of starts hurting your hand after a while. The one thing you do have to watch out for though, X-Acto knives may be sharp. This thing gets extremely hot. So if you're using this and you plug it in, don't for any reason ever touch the tip. Even if you just plugged it in. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. These things can burn through you with only been plugged in for a couple seconds. So they're very dangerous. Be careful. If the tip you have, also that's another thing I wanted to talk about. The tip I'm using, I don't know if you can really see this all that well, but it's like a sharp tip, kind of like a pencil. That's what we're gonna need. Sometimes they come with different tips. Make sure you have this sharp tip. Just make sure don't touch this, and if your tips gets kind of loose and you feel like you need to tighten it, don't use your hand, get a pair of pliers, tighten it, you'll be good to go. So, I'm gonna set things up, and we'll show you just how easy this is to cut this stencil out. You can't see it yet, but it's gonna be cool. So, be right back. Okay, so we have our design. We have our design printed on our acetate film. I got this cool little warrior guy that I hope to be doing in a future painting coming soon, hopefully. So we got everything here. Our wood burner has been plugging in. I think it might be hot enough. Okay, looks like our wood burner is hot enough. So now we're just gonna follow these lines like we would any other stencil. This is a pretty basic stencil, as you can see. It isn't a multi-layered stencil. It's just one specific shape. We're not going into extreme detail here, but this just gives you a good idea. It's a lot easier, and I think sometimes faster. So let's start it out. Just go kind of slow. Make sure the wood burner is burning through the acetate film. And just follow that line. Also, you will notice that I am cutting this out on a cookie sheet. You would not want to do this on your kitchen table, because it would burn your table. So make sure you have a cookie sheet, something metal that you can just do this on. See what I just did there? Was a mistake. The acetate was kind of curling up and I pushed it forward when I should have pulled it back. And by doing that, I kind of put a little hole in there, but that's alright. We'll make it work. Always kind of go in a downward motion. Okay, now hopefully if we did this right, it will all just pop out. As you can see already, I can be a lot more rough with this. You could never pull out a stencil like this if it was on poster board. Look how rough I'm being with this. So I don't have to worry at all about it tearing on me. It is not going to tear. Sometimes you get a little spot where you have to you might have melted the plastic and fused it together. But just go over it, pop it. And boom, there she'd be. So now I have my stencil all done, so I can lay that out and put that on my painting. And the cool thing with this is I also have my negative. So if I wanted to do something cool with that later, I could do something with that as well. Well, I hope that helped you guys out. It's a cool little way that I use to make stencils. I think it's a lot easier than using poster board and an X-Acto knife. It's really not that expensive, and it just kind of helps with when you're making stencils a lot. I'm always wanting to do new projects and I always wanted new stencils to go with that, so it's fast, it's easy, and it works. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Also, I want to say one thing to the future of my channel. I've decided I'm not going to do movie reviews on this channel anymore. I may still do them, but they might be on a separate channel with my friend Austin, who helped me with my last movie review. But for this channel, I want to keep this just art-based and just stick with that. I feel like it's been going good for a while, and I want to keep that going, and I'll do my movie stuff on a separate thing. So if you like the movie things, I will let you know when I get that other channel set up. And for those of you that didn't like the movie things, well, don't worry, because we're just going to be doing art here. I also am working on getting power out to my studio, so I'm hoping real soon you will start to see more spray paint art come out on this channel, and we'll hopefully do more tutorials on stuff. If there's any questions any of you guys have or want me to do a tutorial on anything specific that I do that you would like to know how I do, let me know. I don't keep anything a secret here. So yeah, thanks for checking this video out. We'll see you next time. Peace.